Happy mind can create happy coding, healthy coding. So let's start today the healthy coding in Python using for loop. Basic for loop I have already discussed in my previous tutorial. So it's necessary to have the concept of basic loop concept. So if you have not taken care for that, please see that tutorial, that video. In that it will be clear the main concept of for loop. In this we are going to deal with nested for loop. Nesting means a statement within a statement. So here for loop within a for loop. So let's start with various programming in for nested for loop. I have created a small code of nested for loop here. So first we are starting with a simple example for x in range 3, as you know what range function does, and then the inner loop, the nested part is this one. For this one is the nested part. You can see within this for loop again this inner for loop is starting. So that means the loop for y, where it is written, that comes under the loop for x. And then the print statement, that is again in which loop? In the loop of inner, that is for y. And this print statement is not indented to for y loop. This print function is indented to the loop which is rotating with x. So this print statement comes under the outer loop and this print statement comes under the while loop. Let's see the line number here. So that means line number 3, 4 is nested and 5 is directly within the main loop, that is x. So this statement will be repeating along with while loop and this statement, and means the outer loop, the main loop is having how many statements? Whole for loop will be considered as one statement. So this is one statement. Line number 3 and 4, this is one statement. And line number 5, this is another statement. Line number 5 is another statement. So there are two statements within main loop, that is x. So the first statement is 3 and 4 and another statement is 5. So there are two statements within the loop which is denoted or iterating with x. So now what will happen? The outer loop will be running from 0 to 2, as -1 we know, range upper limit -1. So outer loop will be running 0 to 2, and when outer loop will be 0, inner loop will be running 2 times for 0 and 1. That means when x is 0, y also, when x is 0, the loop will start. Then we will enter into inner loop where y is also 0. Where y is also 0. And then inner loop will be rotating how many times? 0, 1, 2 times. So initially y is 0. And then it will enter into the while loop. So first we entered into x loop, then we are entering into while loop with the possible values. Print x plus y. So in output screen we can see x plus y, that means 0. And with space, not in next line. That means next element will be printed here. Now again while loop is, inner loop is still true. So now y's value will be 1, because less than 2, as you can see, less than 2. So y's value is 1, that is true. Again x plus y, so here it will be printed 1 and with a space gap, not line gap. Then right now we are within y loop, inner loop. Now range upper limit -2, so y loop will not be iterating anymore, but now we will come out of y loop, inner loop. So now we'll be executing this statement after coming out of inner loop. So simply print, so the control will go to next line. Now right now we are in which loop? In the outer loop, x loop. So now x's value was 0, now it will become, x's value will become 1. Then that is a correct value to enter into loop. Then again the inner loop will start, but now again as a fresh value, as a fresh entrance. Suppose you are entering from any, means from main entrance, one is taking entry, and then again, so main entry you can consider with x, and the inner, if we want to enter into whole room, then there is again entry that we can compare it with y. So y is the inner entry, x is the outer entry. So right now we are, x's value is 1. Again we are entering into the inner room or inner loop. So again it is starting freshly. So y again 0. Now that is the correct value for y to execute. Then x plus y, that is 1 plus 0. Here my cursor was in next line. So 1 plus 0 will be 1 here. And then in the same line cursor will stay as we are using end. Then y will iterate once more. Y will be 1. Y will be 1. So here again x is 1 only. So now x's value plus y's value added in same line, it will be printed. Now it is 2. Then after that this inner loop won't be rotating, will come out of simply printing a fresh line, and then again it will go to the main loop. Till the main loop is running, the process will go. So now in the main loop x is 2. Now again from main entrance we are entering into the inner one. So now it will be, y will be again 0. When x is 2, y again 0. So now printing will be there. Printing in output, you can see it will be printed 2 plus 0, 2. So on 1. Now here 3. And then we are coming out of inner loop. As you can see, y has completed its iteration. Now print statement, so the cursor will go to the next line. Won't be printing anything, but it will go to next line. And then again, now we can see x will not also rotate because x has reached to its maximum, that is 2. So final outcome of this coding will be this one. On screen we can see this. So this way the nested loop works. As you can see here, the output of the coding, whichever coding just now I have done, the output of that you can compare over here. You can compare over here. First, in a nutshell, first in the loop of x, that is the main entrance, then in the loop of y, that is the inner entrance. So first inner rotation will take place completely. Then again we will be coming out of inner loop to outer loop. So this process will keep on going till outer loop is not completing its rotation. And one thing, every time you should remember that inner loop starts freshly whenever we are entering from outer loop to inner loop. And how many statement outer loop is containing and how many statement inner loop is containing, first you need to identify that. In this example, inner loop is containing one print statement, that is line number 4. You can see the line number 4. And outer loop is containing again two statement, that is line 3, 4, means one for loop, one is considered one statement. So this is inner loop. First you consider the statement of inner loop. So this is the inner loop. So this 3, 4 line will be considered as one statement because the fourth line print statement is within the inner loop. So whole loop is considered as one statement. So within outer loop there are two statements. One statement is including 3 and 4 line number and another statement is line number 5. And you have to take care of indentation also. You can see this print is little indented. 2 layers indented to X. That means this is within Y, but this is directly within, indented within X. So this is within X. Now another kind of pattern we will try to print. Little explanation. The concept is same as we have seen in the previous one. X in range 1, 6. That means this loop will be iterating. How many times? 1 to 5. The outer loop X will be iterating 1 to 5. Outer loop X will be iterating 1 to 5. That is within the range of 1 to 5. And inner loop will be iterating 1 to X. So if I make the column of dry run, if I am showing here, that is dry run. Rough work also I am doing over here. So before executing, I'll remove this. So X's value and then Y's value. So X's value is initially 1. And what is when will we enter into the loop of X, Y will also become 1. And Y will run, you can see here, X plus 1. So if X is 1, Y will be rotating 1, 2. That means only one time. That you need to take care here. If X is 1, then first time Y will be rotating when it is 1, and after that it is 2. So stop value is 2. That means in first attempt Y loop, inner loop will be rotating only once. And hence we are printing X's value over here. So in output, X's value, if I draw the output over here, so the first value will be printed, that is 1. And as you can see, inner loop will be iterating only one time depending upon X, and X's value is being printed. So X is 1 over here. So in output 1 will be printed and the cursor will remain in same line. And as Y loop won't be rotating anymore because X's value is now 2. So we know as range function to upper limit -1. So inner loop will be rotating one time and it has printed 1. And after coming out of loop, it is printing a new line gap. That means the cursor will move to next line. Now, this statement is within outer loop. So still outer loop is true. So we'll go to the outer loop part. So now X's value will become 2. So based on that, this will become 3. So that means inner loop will be iterating for 2 times, that is 1 and 2. So again Y's value will be 1. So now when y's value is 2, x's value is printed, that is in, and my cursor was there in next line. You have to consider the output also. So cursor was there in next line. So in here x's value will be printed. Now x's value is 2. So here it is 2. And then a space gap. So space gap, we will also give an output. So a space gap. Now the inner loop will be rotating y 1 to 2. So now y will become 2. So again x's value is getting printed because y is rotating this time 2 times. So x's value will be printed in same line. So it is 2. Now inner loop won't be running. Come out of inner loop, print statement. So cursor will go to the next line. Now x's value is now 3. So likewise y will be working how many times? 1, 2, 3, because x plus 1, that is 4. So y will be working 1 initially, because as I told you, again the inner loop starts whenever we are entering from outer loop to inner loop. So whenever x's value changes, inner loop will be starting, or y loop will be starting. The loop of y will be starting freshly. Whenever we will be coming from x outer loop to inner loop will start freshly. So now it has again started with 1 and printing the value of x. So x's value will be printed over here 3. And as you can see, x plus 1, that means this is 4. X's value is 3. So inner loop will be going for 1, 2, 3, because plus 1 is written 1, 2, 3. So now y will be again 2. Again x will be printed over here with the space. Again now y will be 3. That will be the last value of y for this iteration. So again 3. Now this inner loop is over. Now come out to inner loop, print statement. That means a line gap will be printed. Line gap is always given when you are printing a pattern of 2 dimension where row and column is there. When the row and column concept is there, print statement usually you can see is written outside the inner loop and inside the outer loop. Inside the outer loop and outside the inner loop. So this way you can predict, like initially y's value was 1. Then depending upon the value of x, y will rotate. So as you can see, a one pattern, y is following certain pattern, x is also following certain pattern. You can see when x is 1, y is also 1. When x is 2, y is 1 and 2 both. When x, so I have written in that way only. When x is 3, y is 1, 2, 3. So that means when x will be 4. When x will be 4, y will be 1, 2, 3, 4. When x will be 5, y will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When x will be, and after that loop won't run because x's maximum limit is 5. So this kind of pattern hopefully we should get. 4, because every time we are printing x. So x's value is constant in the inner loop. X's value is constant in the inner loop. Little bit space manipulation can. So this kind of a pattern we will get. As you can see, x will not go beyond 5, and depending upon the value, y is also, depending upon the value of x, y is also changing. So hopefully this pattern must get printed. And if you are not giving line change, what will happen? Line change, if you are not giving, whole will be printed in one horizontal line. Whole in one line it will be printed. One line means adjacent. adjacent to 1 to 2, adjacent to 2 to, data will be same, but the pattern, the shape we won't be getting of triangle, we'll be getting in a straight line, we will be getting the outcome. So now let's see the outcome. So now you can compare the output and coding. Both is in front of you, so you can compare how it worked. Now if in the place of x we are placing y, what will happen? In the place of x here, if we are placing y, what will happen? According to me, initially 1, correct, then 1 2, then 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, then last line 1 2 3 4 5. So you have to consider which value you are printing. See, the outer loop and inner loop is responsible for giving the shape to the pattern. Which shape you want? You want the data in one line or horizontal, vertical, if vertical, in then what pattern? So outer and inner loop is responsible for giving the shape, and data part is printed by this print x, this line. Line number 4 is responsible for printing the data part, and line number 2 and 3 means both the loops are responsible for the shape and the print statement, which you can see in the line number 4, that is responsible for data to be printed. So if we'll do little change here, y, now what will be the effect to our output? You can compare the previous one. When we have written x over here, it gave this pattern. When I'm writing y over here, it is giving this pattern. So little of change. So shape is same because I have not touched outer loop, inner loop anymore. So shape is same. So for shape, you should consider x loop, outer loop, and y loop. You can take any variable. It's not that x and y only. R, C means if you want to denote row with R, row and column, the concept of row and column. Whenever there is a concept of row and column, you should go for this kind of loop, nested loop. So outer loop usually represents row and inner loop represents column. So inner loop is responsible for number of columns in each row. Number of columns in each row. So when we have, if we go to output screen once again, so twice I have run this pattern, so it is coming here on the screen. So we will, so in all pattern you can see the columns. Row number 1, if I say row number 1, this is row number 1. Row number 1 is having how many columns? 1. Row number 1, the number of columns are 1. Row number 2. Row number 2. How many columns? 2. Row number 3. Row number 3. How many columns? 3. Row number 4. How many columns? 4. Row number 5. How many columns? Row number 5 is having number of columns 5. So when in this kind of pattern, we take the variable which we have used in outer loop, because as we have seen that depending upon the row, the columns are printed. So row 1, column 1. Row 2, number of columns are 2. Row 3, if this equation we want, or this type of scenario is there, then we will be using the variable over here, the same which we have used in the outer loop. As you can see, row 1, column 1, row 2, number of columns are 2, row 3, number of columns are 3, row 4, number of columns are 4, row 5, number of columns are 5. If this kind of pattern we want, then we should follow this, take help of X in the inner loop. This way you can change little bit and you can create various other pattern. You can means any kind of pattern of ABCD also, pattern of means any alphabet, any word, in many ways you can do it. So main is practice how much you can work on this. Another program here is nested loop, where we can use nested loop. One or two examples you have seen. The another new type of example, not for printing the pattern, but where repeatedly we have to do something. Means for the base already we require one loop, and for the particular base again to be repeated for n number of times. Means for the basic part, basic component, basic logic, we are using one loop. And assume that basic logic to be repeated for n number of times. So obviously for basic logic one loop, and because basic logic to be repeated for n number of times another loop. So there also we can use nested loop. So here is the example for prime numbers between 1 to 30. Prime number basic concept I have given you. And at the end of this tutorial, I'll be giving you few programs for practice. If you are not doing practice, it's difficult to work with your logic, or if you are not exploring various new programs, you have to prepare or you have to make in copy, not directly on system. So then only you can get help. Otherwise, one or two program will not help. And this is also a fact that with the logic of one program, if you are making one program with one logic, that logic may help you to think for another logic. So it's not that from anywhere you have to start. It's not that it's a wastage making any program. With one logic, you can get another program's logic also. Logic is something which should we should not feel you relaxed, means till you are not getting the desired result. At times, I also don't feel relaxed till I'm not getting the desired coding or my objective is not fulfilled, or I'm not getting any proper result of my, whatever the result I'm looking for, till I'm not getting, I get restless. So that should be there in programming. A passion should be there that you have to do it anyway. Even you are dreaming with open eyes, it's like that. Though you are sleeping, but that should be in your mind, that how to get this logic. Till you are not getting the logic, you should be not comfortable, at your peace. Means keep on thinking. Logic is something brainstorming session. You have to do it regularly. So in this program, M for M in range 1 to 31. Why I have given 1 to 31, that you can relate with the question, because we need to find out prime numbers between 1 to 30. Every time I should not say that it should be more than 1, the range upper limit. For X in range, then we need not to check a particular number whether that is prime or not, which we have done earlier. Particular number we are not going to check. We will be checking for the series of prime number between 1 to 30. So here I am starting inner loop with 1. Why I am starting with 1? Because this is the basic logic of prime number, which I have written this one. Here, the line numbers, if you want to see the line numbers. So from line number 5 till line number 11. This is the basic logic of prime number which I have put So this basic logic already you have done. If you remember, this basic logic already you have done, and this I have kept within one outer loop. So outer loop is supplying the number 1 to 30 continuously, and inner loop is receiving that number. So when m's value will be 1, x's value will be 1, and it will be checking whether 1 is prime or not. So 1 is neither prime nor composite, we know. So for that, in the series of prime number, we are going to check prime numbers between 2 to 30. Is m in range 2 to 30. Why I am not putting 1? Because 1 is not prime, neither composite. So we can give a special message for 1. Then we are starting the series from 2. So m is moving 2 to 31. That means between 2 to 30. So we can 2 to 30 we can check the prime numbers, or you can include 1 also, but for 1 we'll be writing a special condition. If number is 1, then that is neither prime nor composite. Now when m's value will be 2, the inner loop will be running 1 to 2 and will check. So what is m? M is that number which is to be checked whether that number is prime or not. So initially m's value is 2. So x will be checking for 2 whether that is, x loop will be running for 2 times. Here m plus 1, as we know, 3, but actually it will go 2 times. That is, initial value of x will be 1, then it will be, next value will be 2. So m is having fixed value, which value we are getting from outer loop, that is 2. 2 mod x, that means 2 mod 1 is 0. Yes, counter will be increased by 1. So initial value of counter was 0, so counter will be 1. Now again the inner loop will, this is the part of outer loop, not the inner loop. So inner loop is having these many lines from here for if and this count equal to count plus 1. Now as x's value was 1 in first iteration, now x's value will be 2. So m is having fixed value which we are getting from outer loop. So right, for this, for x, m is having fixed value. So initially 2 mod 1, now it is 2 mod 2. Again it is 0, 2 mod 2, remainder will be 0. Count is increased again by 1. That means the previous value is 1 and now it is 2. So if it is 2, now what will happen in third attempt, loop will terminate, and after that this condition will be checked. Is count is 2? Yes. So m is prime, that means 2 is a prime number. Now else it won't be executed, and count again I'm putting here 0, refreshing. It's kind of refreshing because we are checking series of prime numbers. So 2 has been checked. Now we have to check for 3, fresh checking for 3. So count has to be 0, otherwise your logic will not give the correct response. The reason is count has already having the value 2, which is for the number, checking for the number 2. So now we have to check another number, that is 3. So count again has to be reinitialized with 0. So that is why I have refreshed here count as 0. Now it will from here it will go to outer loop once again, and now m's value will be 3. Now checking will be there. X will rotate how many times? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now checking of the number 3. So is 3 mod x? 3 m's value is now, in this attempt m's value is 3. So 3 mod 1. 3 mod 1. Is it 0? Yes. Count will be increased by 1. So I have refreshed count as 0. So now count is 1. Then again x's value will be 2. Is 3 mod 2 0? No. No. So count won't be increased. In third attempt, is 3 mod 3 equal to 0? Yes. So count will be increased. So count will be total. Now the loop will terminate. X's loop will terminate. And is count is 2? Yes. So 3 is prime. Now we have checked 2. It is also prime. 3 is also prime. Now again count will be refreshed to 0. Now we'll be checking. M will be supplying the value 4. Now this loop will be running 1 to 4 for checking of the value 4. So you just do it. M's value you fix it, that is 4. 4 mod 1, 4 mod 2, 4 mod 3, 4 mod 4. So in 4 mod 1 also remainder will be 0, 4 mod 2 also remainder will be 0, 4 mod 4 also remainder will be 0. So count's value will become 3, not 2. So when count's value is not exactly 2, that is not a prime number. So 4 will be displayed, it is not a prime number. Then again count will be refreshed to 0. Now checking for 5 and so on. So this is how we can check for series of prime numbers. So we can run this and just can see the outcome. If I'm doing some changes over here, 2 to 30. If I would include 1, then I have to give one more statement over here. So it has started from 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 4 is not prime, 5 is prime, 6 is not prime, 7 is prime, and so on till 30 it has checked from 2 to 30. If you are including 1, you can write special condition for 1 outside the loop, that if the number is 1, you can print the statement over here. If the number is 1, that is neither prime nor composite. That way you can do. So this is one of the program I wanted to discuss related to nested loop. Let's move to the another program that is related to pattern only. So in pattern we'll have kind of characters pattern. So don't want to save this. Okay, so now print the pattern of ABC kind of. ABC kind of means the character patterns I want. So let me show you the outcome first, and then you will understand what I wanted. So like ABCD I want to print. I don't want to print 1, 2, 3, 4. Pyramid shape, triangle shape of ABCD. Like in previous example, previous to previous, I have shown you 1, 2, 3, 4 can be printed. Now how ABC, any pattern can be printed. Only the little change and you'll get a new pattern. X in range 65 to 75. I have taken 65 here because A is ASCII value. As we have the concept of ASCII value or Unicode value, that is every keyboard is having a fixed ASCII or Unicode values. So Python supports Unicode. So that is A's value is 65. A's value is 65. Then B, capital B. This is for capital letter. For small letters, small a is having 97, small b 98, small c 99, and so on. Even digits are also having Unicode or ASCII values. Like for 0, it is 48 and so on. For 1, it is 49 and so on. So here, that's why I have taken, because I would like to start the series from A. So A's ASCII value is 65. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So as we know, because range function moves less, so 70 will be the ASCII value of F, but it will be printing till E, 1 less than. So now Y in range X. So X's value here placed is, as a nested loop concept, here placed is 65. So this inner loop also will be running 65 to 70 for the first time. And the concept here, I'll show you the line numbers. Concept here, CHR of Y. This will give the character of the code number, ASCII number. So code number is 65 and 65's character is capital A. So capital A will be printed. It won't be printing. If I won't be writing CHR, it will be printing 65. It won't be printing A. There is another way of doing it also. The same program can be done in various ways, your logical concept to be clear. And the code length should be lesser code lines, lesser variables. Try to do in that way. Otherwise, every logic is accepted. So Y's character, so Y is 65 and the character value of 65 is A. Then Y's value will be 66 and the character value of 66 is B, and so on. So this is how, but the pattern, you can see the formatting or the framing of the response or the pattern question is same, which I have discussed with you. Even if I'm printing numeric values or ASCII values, you can see nested loop is there and a like pattern is there, fixed pattern you can see here, like X loop, then Y loop, that means row wala loop, column loop, and then printing a blank line. If I won't be printing a blank line, everything, if I'm not printing every row, I have to print blank line. If I won't be giving the blank line, all data will be coming in horizontal line. It's like this. And if you're not giving end, it will be coming in next line. So after every row, we have to print a blank line. So every row means Y is doing the job of number of columns. Y is printing number of columns in a particular row. Like this. So this coding you can compare here. A, B, C, D, E, this is being printed from inner loop. So when Y is responsible for printing this columns. After a certain column, we want a gap. That means after the column, 5 columns, we want a line gap. So that means when Y's iteration is over once, then we want a line. That means once this loop is over, we want a line gap. So that's why this line gap is. For bringing the shape in that way, this line gap is necessary. This end is necessary. You manipulate these and see what pattern you are getting. Pattern is like having fun with the programming. How you can play with programming, that depends on you. You do little change and you will get the different pattern. Maybe if I would like to print it from B, I can do it like this. Little change in the pattern will occur. You can see the first row is not. So randomly I have done the changes without logic and it came. So it's not that. So that's why you should not do these kinds of questions on system. You should do in copy, because randomly I have omitted 65 to 66 and it has removed one row. So it's not my creation. Like I have done little change in the system and system has given the output. System will always give the correct response as we will write the code. So that's why you should jot down your logic in copy after understanding, not randomly doing. If you are doing anything randomly here, here any changes in X, any changes in Y, something, some other pattern you will get. But which pattern, that you should know. But system, if you're randomly doing, system will tell before you. So first you should do in copy, then you should go for these kinds of pattern. Now few questions for practice. These are few questions which you can practice. The question number 1, I'll give little hint. Rest question number 2 to 6, you can see these are pattern questions. Question number 1, series of composite numbers, means which are not prime, between 1 to 50. You can make it 2 to 50 because as for 1 I have discussed, or you can treat 1 in a different way. If any odd term is there, you can handle that term outside the loop. In iteration or looping, there are endless questions. Even you can create the questions and do. You can get the questions on net, or in book, or there are elsewhere, many sources are there. So few questions, 6 questions, few are of pattern, A, B, C, D pattern, 2, 4, 6, then 4, 5, 6 is printing special characters in a different manner. So if you see, every question is different. It is look wise, some questions are looking same, but actually they are different. Even more questions can be created. If I would like to add one question over here more, I can add one row completely printing. Any character can be 5. Any character can be. If it is not getting adjusted in the screen, I'll dictate. You can. So the second row I want, the first row with 5 stars, second row I want 3 at the rate, and the last row I want 1 star. Means 1 row of star, 1 row of at the rate, 1 row of star. Once again means alternate, star at the rate, star at the, alternate row wise. You can change it also. Wherever at the rate you can place star, wherever star you can place at the rate. You can have any special character. I have used some special character. You can use any hashtag, dollar, anything you can use. So hopefully these questions are clear to you. So you can do in your classwork copy and just get it verified. Any queries, you can very well comment, you can message, you can in various ways you can give your responses. So but you have to go through the tutorial properly, then only. There's endless questions in looping. Before wind up, here there is something for you. The world's biggest problem, bug. A bug has created a lot in the computer industry, computer science, due to one, in the history of computer science, due to one bug, the error has occurred once. So the name, we say bug means error. Due to one bug it has occurred. So bug has spoiled some chips and all. So from that time, the errors in computer is known as bug, and removing the bug is debug. So what is the reaction in the computer industries, in IT sector, in software companies for tester, developer and manager? So what you would like to be? Obviously, without development, you cannot be a tester, and without tester, you cannot be a manager. Thank you all.